What is going on, Diablo 2 fam? Lord Zhang bringing you episode 2 of the Diablo 1 Hero Challenge, the Unholy Son of King Leoric. Obviously, there is not a Necromancer in Diablo 1, but we are going to be using a lot of the Naja's set and the Undead Crown. Let's check out the differences between the two games. Alright, first item up is going to be Naja's Puzzler. This does have teleport charges in Diablo 1, which I thought was very interesting. Of course, it does hit you with the negative hit points. Obviously, there's not any skills or stats that do that in Diablo 2. This also does give 20 to resist all in Diablo 1. Not so much in Diablo 2. They are pretty much totally different items with the exclusion of the teleport charge, but it is nice to definitely have that on this item. The next item up is going to be the Undead Crown, and the only stat that this has in Diablo 1 is lifesteal. Of course, 5% lifesteal on the Undead Crown in Diablo 2, so they are definitely very different. Not a bad item though. Next up is going to be Naja's Light Plate. What I found interesting with this is very similar. Not very many items at all in Diablo 1 increase your skill levels. This being one of them that does give resist all, 20 in Diablo 1 and 25 in Diablo 2. Probably one of the best armors in Diablo 1 for sure. Not too bad. And then we are going to be using that Ruby Amulet again, 40 to all fire resistance, cannot go wrong with that. Especially when you consider the fact that we can get 50 from the Antidote and the Thawing Potion. Crimson Ring of the Titan, 19 to Strength, a little bit of fire resist. Couldn't find much better than that had Strength added on. And then the Cobalt Ring of Precision, 10 to Dexterity. What's interesting is this does give 28 cold resistance in Diablo 2, but cold was not an element in Diablo 1, so Cobalt prefix is actually for lightning resist in Diablo 1. Let's go ahead and get this game opened up and check out this run. I'm trying to think. I think there's only two items that impact you negatively in Diablo 2, and neither of them just straight out take out health like this item in Diablo 1 does. And I'm thinking the only items that do that are Malice, Runeword, and that does like -5 life drain or something like that. And then you of course have the Andariels with the minus fire resistance. But as far as I can recall, I think those are the only two items that are going to negatively impact you in Diablo 1. Not too sure why I like the fact that items did that in Diablo 1. I think it just felt way more balanced if items could also hurt you as well. I was a little bit disappointed when I saw there wasn't any cursed items in Diablo 2 or anything that would negatively impact you. I always thought that was a really cool trade-off. Maybe they'll bring that back in Diablo 4. But as you can tell, we are getting our army situated here, and one of the things that I certainly overlooked doing this challenge was without a mercenary, how am I going to kill the first few guys without it taking forever? So I did have to dump about 40 of these points into bone, but with the Uber bosses not being 100% resistant to magic, does give us something to do while our summons are laying into them, so we will be attacking them with our bone spear while our summons put work in on them. Obviously we are going for the Erdars. They deliver crushing blow, godliest summon in the game for sure. Looks like we got a nice big pack of them right here. This won't take too long. I will say this is probably the first summoner run I have ever done where I do not have any auras and no Iron Golem with a sick aura, no mercenary. I mean, this is as naked as a summoner run could go, in my opinion. So this just goes to show you that you can pretty much do it with zero gear. I mean, obviously we do have a full inventory of summon grand charms, but if I was to get a spirit, a +3 to summons amulet, and a +3 to summons wand, it would be practically no different. Especially when you think about the 40 points that I put into bone to be able to do some damage to some dudes. So basically the strategy is real simple. Hit Mephisto with the Crepify and then spam Terror alongside him. Looks like we're getting a really good run though, where he's not spawning any dudes and therefore he is dying real quick. When he gets to be about 15-20%, you definitely want to throw that amplified damage on him. We are mainly relying on damage from Crushing Blow, so without any fanaticism, might, or anything to increase these guys' damage, you're definitely going to want to use that amplified damage instead of Decrepify. Go ahead and finish him off. Made that look real easy. The other bosses are not going to be that easy. They're all easy though. I honestly believe that a Necromancer is the best class to do Ubers if you literally have nothing. I am confident you could have a naked or close to naked character, and if you had a mercenary that can survive, you know, that's going to help you out a ton too, just by gaining his aura. It was real interesting doing this with no auras or literally nothing to back your summons up, just pure skills that you inherit. So this goes to show you, Necromancer's OP. A lot of people hate on him, think they are the worst class in the game. I couldn't be way far away from that though, because I love the Necromancer. It is my favorite class in the game. I remember when this game first came out and I was reading about the Necromancer in the upcoming weeks from release, and I just thought it was so cool that you could raise an army from the dead. So maybe I'm a little biased. It does not look like we're going to be able to pull this off though without going to grab some more. I was really hoping to kill Bale here, but I know the timer is running out. Of course, they only get 3 minutes to live. That's kind of messed up if you think about it. Kill a minion, put him on a 3-minute timer, and make him fight to his death. That's pretty savage. But that is the way of the Necromancer. So an interesting thing to note is that there is no battle orders being used, of course, and I didn't lose a single skeleton. And these skeletons do not have huge buffs. Obviously, with the gear I'm using, they are pretty much purely the skill points I have invested into them. And it just goes to show you that as a summoner, it's really not necessary to have a call to arms. I mean, it helps, of course, and one could definitely argue that your Iron Golem needs it, and I would be hard-pressed to disagree with you on that one. But if you're using a Clay Golem or a Fire Golem, then I just flat out don't think you need it. I mean, we didn't lose any skeletons, and skeletons are by far weaker than revives. Go ahead and get our Erdars. I think we can get a few more in this though. I don't think this is a full group. A couple more right there. I may be coming out with a couple videos in the future where I gear up a couple Necromancers and we go off and we try some other runs with some undead dolls or stuff like that. I'm not too sure. Go ahead and get back in there, finish him off. We'll see how low Bale is. Looks like he only regained a small amount of health. We're going to go ahead and call that luck. Sometimes you do get lucky and they do not regen while you're gone. Not too sure what triggers that. Real quick, 2 melee hits from Bale's clone though, and I am feeling it. I do have that Hellmouth on, so I am getting some life from this one summon here who's hitting me with that fire. Really like using Hellmouth, especially when you're not really crutching on an increased attack speed or faster cast rate. you know, at the glove position. If you don't need life tap, there's so many different options. Alright, Bale's down. Let's go ahead and get Diablo. Diablo can definitely go a little dicey. Looks like we got real lucky and got a couple big hits off on him right away. These Venom Lords are such a pain. Those Cauldrons he is constantly spawning can get out of hand very quickly. It looks like we got some nice big hits on him though. But our minions are getting a little bit surrounded. I know they're not all completely focused on him. Looks like we did some shuffling though, and looks like they're all on him now. That is a lot of guys though, and you cannot kill them. Looks like these terror charges are kind of working. That is a really bad Cauldron at a bad time. Ooh, oh, alright, he's dead. There we go. We got out of there. So, as you can tell, Necromancer doesn't need much help with the items to do this. You can definitely supplement all of the plus skills that I got from the charms from just random crappy items. Interesting concept. No auras, no buffs. The one thing that I would say that really helps out is finding a way to lower their defense to guarantee that the Erdars hit. So I would suggest, if you had nothing, I would make a Nadir Runeword. It's a helmet and it has Cloak of Shadows charges. That's going to help you out significantly. But let's go ahead and check this torch out. Alright, that's 2 paladins in a row. That's not too bad. Appreciate you guys checking out the video and have a good day. See ya!